Welcome back to Buzz Recaps. Today, I will explain a crime mystery drama film released in 2025. The story begins at an oil research facility that belongs to the government's oil department. The people there are searching for something in the sea, and they discover the purest form of methane gas in oil. When the head of the department learns about this discovery, he informs a businessman named Niraj before notifying the government. Niraj is the richest man in the country, and he instructs the head not to tell anyone else about this discovery, explaining that through this, they can make millions of dollars. Later, Niraj travels straight to Delhi to speak with a minister named Siddhappa. He tells Siddhappa that the government's oil corporation has found natural sources of gas and oil. He requests that Siddhappa give him the tender because it will be beneficial to both of them. Niraj explains that if Siddhappa hands over this oil to the government or the public, he won't benefit much because people will soon start thinking he has no involvement. In fact, every politician operates this way for themselves. However, if Siddhappa gives him the tender and allows the oil to be purchased through him, the public will think that he was the one who took this step. Niraj tells him to name his price and promises to handle the rest. Siddhappa responds that he needs some time to think about this proposal. Niraj understands that Siddhappa has essentially agreed because he is greedy. To prevent any news from spreading, Niraj kills all the people in the oil department's facility. Niraj talks to Siddhappa, who tells him that he accepts the deal. He will give Niraj the tender, but he needs $5 billion in return. Half of it, $3 billion, can be given as black money, but he needs the remaining $2 billion in white money. Niraj accepts this deal, but converting $2 billion from black money to white money is not an easy task. This worries Niraj considerably. Seeing his son worried, Niraj's father tells him that only one man can solve this problem. His name is Deepak, and he was a CBI officer. Deepak is a very honest person who once caught $80 million in a single operation. However, his honesty became his enemy. Niraj's father explains that Deepak arrested a politician whom he proved guilty. Although the politician escaped legal consequences using his money and power, he had Deepak imprisoned on false charges. At this time, Deepak is in jail, and it is certain that, despite being innocent, he will definitely be punished. Niraj's father advises him to go to Deepak with a good offer, as only Deepak has the mind to make this problem easy to solve. Niraj immediately goes to meet Deepak in jail following his father's advice. Initially, Deepak refuses to take any illegal work, saying he will definitely prove his innocence in the court hearing. However, when the court hearing takes place, Deepak is sentenced to 10 years in prison. Deepak's wife also attends the court and begins crying upon hearing this decision. At this point, Deepak recalls that Niraj had promised to get him released from jail. Niraj had also said he would suppress this matter using his money and power. Thinking about Niraj's influence, Deepak contacts him again through the jail superintendent. This time, he agrees to do Niraj's work. In return, Niraj gets Deepak released from jail. He also gives him some money and a house as an advance payment. Deepak becomes very happy to be reunited with his family again. The next day, Deepak goes to meet Niraj and asks what work needs to be done. Niraj explains that he has to give someone $2 billion. The person asked for half in black money, which is not a problem because he doesn't want this money in his own account, but in someone else's account, through which he will indirectly receive the funds. However, he wants the remaining 50,000 crores in white money, which presents a problem. How can so much money be converted from black to white? Niraj doesn't tell Deepak to whom he is transferring this money. In fact, Deepak doesn't care about these details. Deepak provides Niraj with an idea. They will bring 4 beggars and train them. Then they will register companies under their names and open accounts for them in a Swiss bank. Through these 4 accounts, they will launder all this money. Since the beggars are not educated, they won't understand anything. Niraj loves Deepak's plan and assigns Deepak the task of finding the beggars. However, one of Niraj's men, whose name is Robo, will always be with Deepak to keep an eye on him. The scene shifts to a beggar named Deva. Deva begs to make his living. He has been an orphan since childhood, so he could neither study nor become capable of earning anything else. He is forced to beg to survive. Some people arrive who are looking for beggars. They announce that whoever comes with them will receive good food, accommodation, and work. Deva thinks these people might have labor jobs available, so he goes with them. Deva is taken to a location where he sees that, besides himself, 3 more beggars are present. Their names are Galu, Divya, and Kushbu. Among them, Kushbu is pregnant. Deva is very happy to see people like himself. One thing about Deva is that although he is not very educated, his memory is exceptionally sharp. Deva and the others speak with Deepak, who reassures them that they will not have any problems there. After seeing Deepak, Deva wonders why such a good person is talking to beggars like them. If he is talking to them, then he must definitely be a good person. Time passes, and Deepak dresses all these people in suits, provides them with good food and accommodation, and teaches them to talk like CEOs of companies. During this time, on Niraj's request, Deepak sends the first 50,000 crores in black money to the minister's house. Soon, the training for Deva and the others is completed. During this period, Deva and Kushbu became very good friends. Now it is time to register fake companies in their names and deposit money in their accounts, then transfer that money to the correct destination. In this way, Deepak will slowly convert these $2 billion from black to white. When all of them complete their training, Deepak brings them all together. However, Niraj strictly hates beggars and considers them untouchable. He also doesn't want anyone to know about him, so he doesn't say anything to Deepak. Instead, he secretly decides that as each person's job is finished, he will kill them immediately. Meanwhile, Deepak believes that after the work is done, all these beggars will be set free. However, Niraj doesn't want to leave any evidence behind. After Galu's money is transferred, Robo takes him to a location on Niraj's orders and kills him. Deva and the others wait for Galu, but he doesn't return. When Deva asks Deepak about him, Deepak directly inquires with Niraj about this. Niraj reveals that he had Galu killed because he could have been a danger. Galu had seen his face, and these people are also burdens on the world, which he has lightened somewhat. Deepak forbids Niraj from continuing further. Niraj reminds him to think before doing anything, that he will go straight to jail, and then what will happen to his family. Hearing this, Deepak backs down. He now has to work for Niraj without any objections. Deepak quickly transfers Divya's money as well, and Robo also kills Divya. Deva becomes worried about everyone's disappearance because Deepak doesn't tell him anything about this. Now only Khushbu is left. Later, Deva goes to check on Khushbu to see if she is alright. Robo, who is overseeing all of this, brings a drink and tries to force himself on Khushbu. Then Deva arrives and, after fighting with Robo, hides Khushbu in the bathroom and locks the door from inside. He and Khushbu remain locked inside, hungry and thirsty. When Deepak arrives in the morning, he opens the door and discovers Robo's crime. Deepak can only threaten Robo because he cannot do anything more than this. Deepak then takes Deva to the registrar so that his company can be registered. After registration, Deva's account is opened and money is transferred. This means Deva's work is now complete. He also goes to a location with Robo, and just as Robo is about to shoot Deva, he receives a call from Deepak informing him that Deva's account transfer failed due to a biometric malfunction. Deepak tells him to bring Deva back safely. Hearing this, Robo turns around to see that Deva has run away from there. While running, Deva stops at a railway station. Moreover, at the station, Deva sees a girl named Samira, who appears very sad. The boy she loved had asked her to run away from her house and meet him at the station. However, that boy cheated Samira and refused to run away with her. Because of this, Samira can no longer return to her house. She then sees Deva lying there, asking for food. Deva hasn't eaten anything since the previous night. Samira doesn't have money, but she has chocolate, so she gives the chocolate to Deva. Samira calls her friend and tells her the whole story. Her friend suggests that she come to her room so they can think together. Since Samira doesn't have a home to return to, she goes to her friend's house. During this time, Deva starts following her. Deva tells Samira that there is a mosque a short distance away where food is being served for free today. He asks if she can take him there. Hearing this, Samira feels pity for him and allows Deva to come with her. Then Deva remembers Deepak's number because, as mentioned, his memory is very sharp. Deva calls Samira's phone. Deepak is searching for Deva during this time, but doesn't pay attention to the unknown number on the call, thinking it must be someone else. Deva leaves a message on voicemail. Samira's phone then dies, and she leaves Deva at the mosque and goes her own way. When Deepak listens to his voicemail, he receives Deva's message and tries calling that number. Deepak reaches Samira and shows her Deva's photo, asking if she has seen him somewhere. Samira tells Deepak everything and mentions that she left him near the mosque. However, looking at Deva's photo, Samira's friend's family thinks that this girl must have cheated on someone, and maybe Deva is the same boy she ran away with. Because of this, Samira's friend's family throws her out of their house. When Niraj's people arrive to search for Deva at the mosque, Deva jumps into the sea. He reaches the shore with great difficulty and meets Samira again. Seeing him, Samira tells him not to follow her because she is suffering because of him. However, Deva follows her to her hostel. Niraj tells Deepak to transfer the remaining money as soon as possible and also finds Dev, who has run away with 10,000 crores. This means all this money is in his account, but he doesn't know anything about it. Deepak proceeds with Khushbu's transaction. After her money is transferred, she is likely to be killed as well. Meanwhile, Niraj also kills the registrar who had met Deva because he is certain that Deva will go to him. Deva then reaches the place where he was previously kept. Before Deepak can say anything to Deva, Robo arrives there. Although Deepak previously thought Deepak was a very good man, seeing him with people like Robo, Deva immediately runs away. Robo follows him, but some wild dogs attack Robo. Deva, who is slightly injured, reaches Samira's hostel. Seeing his condition, Samira takes him to the hospital and asks who he is and why he is following her. Deva tells her that he was in Tirupati, and because he was orphaned, a beggar master made him a beggar. If she hadn't helped him, he wouldn't have known now what would have happened. Samira's name has become connected to a beggar, which is why Samira's friend's parents threw her out of the house. Learning this truth, Deva becomes very angry. He feels terrible about what happened to Samira and pays the hospital bill before leaving. Deepak travels to Tirupati, where he discovers that Deva became an orphan in childhood. His mind was very sharp, but a beggar bought him and forced him to beg. Otherwise, he would not be a beggar today. Deepak also learns that Deva has a very unusual habit. Whoever treats Deva nicely or helps him genuinely, Deva never leaves that person. Deepak immediately calls Sameera and asks if she has met Deva again. Wondering why a man like Deepak is looking for a beggar and suspecting there must be something important, Sameera lies to Deepak, saying she hasn't met him again. Deva gets discharged from the hospital and immediately goes to Sameera's hostel. Seeing him, Sameera asks why he is being searched for so intensely. Deva explains that he doesn't know either. These people took him to a man to sign some papers, and that man gave him his card. He doesn't know anything else. Deva gives the registrar's office card to Sameera. Looking at the address on the card, Sameera tells Deva to go meet them, suggesting that he might get answers to his questions there. Deva immediately reaches the registrar's office, where he discovers that the registrar has been missing for 2 days because Niraj killed him. Not knowing what else to do, Deva goes directly to the police station and begins writing a missing persons complaint for the registrar. Deva tells Inspector Ashok the truth about being a beggar and the story of going to the registrar. Ashok considers him just a beggar and starts beating him. However, Deva shouts that a rich man had gathered them together. At that moment, Deva sees a magazine with Niraj's picture in it. Pointing at the photo, he identifies this man as the one who gathered them. When Ashok hears this, he asks Deva if he knows where the registrar lives. Since Deva's memory is very sharp, he takes Ashok to the registrar's flat. The watchman tells Ashok that the man used to come there twice a week with girls. Ashok takes the key from the watchman and searches the flat. During the search, he notices a strange cupboard. Deva and Ashok open it, and are both surprised because the registrar had kept his black money there. There is a lot of cash and gold in this cupboard. Looking at this evidence, Ashok understands that Deva was telling him the truth. This is a very big scam. Later, Deepak quickly returns from Tirupati. He directly meets Sameera and threatens her, saying he knows she is lying and demanding to know where Deva is. Sameera tells him out of fear that Deva has gone to the registrar's office. Deepak quickly reaches the office and discovers that Deva is at the police station. At the police station, he learns that Deva has gone somewhere with Ashok. Deepak tries calling Ashok's phone and reaches the location where Ashok has already solved the whole problem. Ashok has told Deva everything, that he has millions of dollars in his account. However, Deepak confronts Ashok and points a gun at him. Due to heated words between these two, Deepak's hand shoots, and Ashok is killed. Seeing this, Deva is shocked. He understands that Deepak will shoot him, too, so he immediately jumps off the roof and runs away. Deepak can't believe that he has killed a policeman for nothing, but what choice did he have? Deepak has this suspicion that maybe Niraj will kill him after his work is done. Therefore, he first sends his family safely outside the country. Then he collects all the evidence against Niraj and hides it in a bag. Deva runs to Sameera and tells her that his account has millions of dollars. Sameera is surprised. Deva then explains that her life is also in danger. Those people kill whoever they meet and erase the evidence. They killed a policeman right in front of him. Hearing this, Sameera becomes scared and is forced to run away with Deva. During their escape, they face danger many times from Niraj's men, but they somehow survive. Meanwhile, Deva sees a beggar's corpse being taken in a car to feed to dogs. Seeing this, Deva stops them and says he will perform the last rites for the beggar. Deva reaches the registrar's house with Sameera and tells her to go tell the watchman that the registrar has sent her and is coming shortly. She should also say that she needs to go inside the house with the key. Sameera does exactly this, and the watchman gives her the key. Sameera goes inside the house, and Deva also enters while hiding. He opens the cupboard, and Sameera is amazed by so much money and gold. However, Deva takes only as much money as he needs. Deva then performs the last rites for that beggar with that money. Sameera finds it very strange to see what kind of man Deva is. He is performing rites for a stranger, and even with so much money in front of him, he is taking only what he needs for his work. From this incident, Deva understands that he should use the $1 million in his account to improve the lives of beggars. For this purpose, Deva needs his $1 million, so he makes a plan. In the next scene, the story turns to Niraj, who is completely worried about Deva. At that moment, Deva calls Deepak on the phone, saying he wants all the millions of dollars. Niraj asks if he wants all that money, and Deva confirms that yes, he wants all the money. He then cuts the call. Niraj becomes even angrier and orders his men to kill Deva wherever they find him. He states that he will arrange money from somewhere else, but Deva must be killed. Deva tells Sameera that he has to settle accounts with Niraj and Deepak. However, Sameera suggests that they should escape with all the registrar's money and live a good life. Deva refuses this suggestion. Deva then goes to find Deepak, quickly locating him and kidnapping him while rendering him unconscious. When Deepak regains consciousness, Deva demands his multi-million-dollar, promising to let him go if he gives it to him. Deepak tells Deva that he is forced to work for Niraj, who will kill him. He advises Deva to go somewhere else. He reveals that he has hidden Khushbu from Niraj's eyes with great difficulty. Otherwise, his people would have killed her as well. Hearing Khushbu's name, Deva asks Deepak where she is and demands to be taken to her. Hearing the news of Khushbu's survival, Deva becomes very happy. Deepak takes Deva and Sameera to a hostel where Deva is overjoyed to meet Khushbu. Khushbu tells Deva that she will give birth to a child in 5 or 6 days. While they are talking, Niraj's goons arrive, following Deepak's trail. Seeing them, Deepak saves Deva, Samira, and Khushbu. He takes the bullets meant for them. Although he was formerly a CBI officer, he manages to defeat all the goons. During this chaos, Khushbu gives birth to a son but dies shortly after. Deepak takes his last breath, seeing this child, feeling very happy and satisfied because he at least saved this child. Before dying, Deepak tells Deva about a location and explains that he will find a bag there containing all the evidence against Niraj. He tells Deva to use it well. After Deepak's death, Deva reaches the location he was told about, where there is a lot of money that all belong to Niraj. Deva keeps this money outside Niraj's house at night, which draws the media's attention, and the same news spreads everywhere. The next day, Deva sends a pen drive to Niraj containing all the evidence against him, including Deepak's confession about how Niraj obtained the tender from a minister and, in return, paid the minister $5 billion. Deva calls Niraj and warns that if he doesn't listen to him, he will give all this evidence to the media. Niraj doesn't want this to happen, so he asks what Deva wants him to do. Deva points out that Niraj hates beggars and poor people, so he should live the life of a beggar for the next 24 hours. He warns that no one should be clever with him because his eyes will be on Niraj. The poor Niraj has no choice and begins begging according to Deva's instructions. Throughout this time, Deva calls and tells him to beg in different ways. Niraj also has his own men with him so that as soon as they spot Deva, they can kill him immediately. However, Deva, escaping from all of them, corners Niraj and brings him to a pile of garbage. He asks Niraj if he has killed so many people without any regret. Niraj responds that no, he has no regret. The whole world bows before money, and to earn it and gain power, he can kill many such insects. He asks Deva what he wants in return for those pieces of evidence. Deva asks if Niraj can bring Khushbu back. If he can bring her back, then he will give him the evidence right now. Deva's words anger Niraj, who faints and starts attacking him. At this point, Deva uses a knife to strike Niraj on the neck, cutting him and killing him. After that, Deva takes Samira and Khushbu's child and goes somewhere far away. He has more than $400 million in his account, and whether he will ever withdraw them, the movie ends here.